Hi, my name is Tessa, and I'm from Manhattan. I was only 2 when my dad left me and my mom and ran away with some random chick from his office. Of course, he was a jerk, so I never missed him, and Mom loved me to bits, making sure I never needed to. When I turned 5, she put me in school, and I was super excited for my first day when something shocking happened.
Hey friends, my mom packed me this super delicious food. Do you want to share?
I moved forward with the lunchbox in my hand when I accidentally fell, and the entire box ended up on a girl's face. Melissa.
You are gone. No one messes with Melissa.
But before she could charge me, I picked up her lunch and dumped it all over my face.
See? Now we're even. Do you want to be friends now?
Melissa looked at me in complete shock, but then she came and hugged me.
Yeah, your lunch tastes super delicious. Besties forever?
And that's how Mel and I became best friends. After that, we always hung out together, and I had a blast all through our school years until we reached high school. We thought it was going to be super fun, but on the very first day, something shocking happened. Again. There was a huge crowd gathered in the parking lot, and Mel, who was super curious about almost everything, started pulling me. Come on, let's go see what's going on. When we reached there, we saw a bunch of kids dancing, but they looked so funny. What the heck is that? You call that a dance? I could walk better than that. Suddenly, he got down from the old Mustang he was sitting on and emptied an entire can of soda over the kid's head. You freshmen suck. You have no skills or talent. How are you going to survive the competition? God, what a jerk. I felt like punching him in the face, but before I could do that, Mel did it. Hey, do you think you're very cool picking on these kids? Oh, no, Melissa, not now. This is no time to be a hero. Let's get going. I tried to pull her back, but she shook my hand off and said, if you really want to mess, then pick on someone your own size, you jerk. Oh, and you think you're my competition, dwarf? Well, yeah, Mel was a little small, but he was so out of line. Hey, get your filthy hands off my friend right now, or what? You gonna kill me with your cuteness, lovely? What the frickin' penguin? I was so gonna kill him, but then suddenly someone screamed that the principal was coming and all the kids ran away. The jerk got out of my hands just in time, but this wasn't over. Then a few days later, while I was on my way home from school, I heard some weird noises coming from the school backyard. I went ahead to check and saw a super cute kitten stuck on the roof of the shed. I immediately grabbed a ladder and climbed it. Hey, little friend, I got you. No worries. You can come with— Whoa! Suddenly, my foot slipped, and I thought I was gonna open my eyes in the hospital. But just then, someone caught me. Gotcha. It was the same jerk from the parking lot. His name was Tyler, and he was kinda cute up close, but ew! Still a bully. Get your hands off me. I don't need your help. Well, in that case, get your hands off Julie. I don't want you holding her either. Julie? Yeah, my kitten. I saved her from some wild dogs a week back and made a shed for her to live in here. I'm here to feed her, but what are you doing here? OMG, I couldn't believe a jerk like him would even care about a kitten. Well, it was none of my business, but then I saw him feeding her chocolates. Hey, no, stop, you can't give her that. You'll make her sick. I took out some leftover scrambled eggs from my lunch and gave it to her. Tyler sighed with relief and told me I could feed her if I wanted to. Well, that was awesome. I loved cats. But I wasn't sure why he was being nice to me. Was this some prank? A few days later, I saw Tyler doing the most unexpected things. While the other kids ran around splashing their feet in some spilled water, Tyler helped the janitor with her brooms and trolley, and I was shocked to see this side of him. But then he saw me and walked over to me. Thanks for helping me with Julie the other day. Here, I got this for you. Oh, you didn't have to. Wait, this smells funny. I opened the box and a stinky smelling fish liquid fell out of it all over my hands. Ew! Ugh, jerk. What was with this guy? I hated him. Then a few days later, as I went to see the little kitten, I was shocked to see Tyler sitting there all sad. Tyler, what's wrong? Why are you so sad? I'm not sad. You're hallucinating. Now, go away if you don't want any more fish oils all over your hands. You're a bad liar. I can tell you're hurting. Now, tell me why. It's nothing. Get away from me. I don't need your pity. I'm not pitying you. I'm just worried about you. As a friend. But he didn't say a word and looked at me super mad. I didn't want to trouble him more, so I started walking away, but then he held my hand. It's my mom. He told me his mom was very sick and he couldn't afford the medication costs. Oh, Tyler, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry. I'll help you with the money. But before he could reply, Mel came screaming at me. Really, Tess? You're gonna fall for his lies? Look at him. Do you think he's someone who needs help? He's a jerk and he's just playing you. Mel, listen. But she just grabbed my hand and rushed me out of there. Mel, stop. No, you stop. He's just trying to trick you to get money for his expenses. You think he's all innocent. Well, you should know. He stole money from me the other day and he even threatened me to keep my mouth shut or he'd hurt me. Oh my God. I couldn't believe my ears. I never thought Tyler could do that, but Mel would never lie to me. This was insane. Now I had no choice but to accept that he was just a bully who was trying to fool me, and I had to keep my distance from him. Days passed by and I didn't see him around anymore, and for some reason I was starting to miss him. But then soon it was my birthday and Mel threw me a grand surprise party in the school cafeteria. I was super excited to see all the decorations, but then I saw Tyler standing at the distance and he had a little box in his hand. Before I could walk towards him, Mel came rushing to me and introduced me to a guy. Hey, Tess, look, it's Ron. He bought you the handbag by your favorite designer that you love so much. How about you both go on a date tonight? Huh? Yeah, cool. Well, I wasn't really focused on what she was saying because I wanted to talk to Tyler. But by the time I looked at him again, he was gone. I followed him out and asked him what was going on. Nothing. It's nothing. Hey, it's okay if you want to say something, or, it's my birthday. Oh, is it? Well, it's not a national festival that I should know about. I mean, what's the big deal, really? You're just getting old. Tyler, you should just go back and enjoy it with your super rich friends and their expensive gifts, Tess. He just went away without even listening to me. Ugh, I was so pissed at him now. Mel was right. He was a jerk. Later that day, as I was going to my class, I heard a bunch of kids shouting in the hallway. I went in to check and I was shocked to see Tyler there. He was standing in front of my locker and it was open. You thief! How dare you try to steal things from my best friend's locker? I'm gonna report you to the principal right away. I wasn't stealing. Oh, really? Then how do you explain this open locker? Now don't tell me she gave you the key herself. Look, you witch. Enough, Tyler! I slapped him hard in the face. I'm done with taking a stand for you, thinking you're a good person. And don't you dare say a word to my friend. He looked at me in complete shock and his eyes all red, like he was gonna kill me, but he just ran away. After all the kids went back to their classes, I looked into my locker, and there I found the same little box I saw in Tyler's hands earlier. I opened it and there was a super cute necklace in there. And that's when I felt a stinging pain in my chest, like I had done something wrong. He wasn't stealing, he was just leaving a gift there for me. I immediately ran looking for Mel to tell her that Tyler wasn't stealing anything. But then, what she said shocked me. Yeah, I know he wasn't, but he deserved a lesson. Remember how he humiliated us in the beginning? I had to get back at him. Mel, what are you saying? You lied? I didn't lie, Tess. He's a thief. I've heard kids telling me how he stole from them. Heard? But you said he stole from you. Yeah, I said it because you wouldn't have believed it unless it was from me. OMG, I can't believe you. You lied to me, Mel. Yeah, because you were too blind to see that he is a jerk. No, he isn't. You are. You framed an innocent person and made him look like the bad guy. And you know what? If he was really a jerk, he'd have slapped us right in front of everyone after the way we humiliated him. But he held back. He held back, Mel. Ugh, I can't believe you. I stormed out of there in anger and Mel kept running after me. But I didn't have time. I had to find Tyler. I asked some of the kids around school where he was and they told me he worked at some restaurant after school. I ran there as fast as I could and when I reached there, I saw some fat guy screaming his lungs out at Tyler. I don't pay you to roam around free, Tyler. Get those plates moving, otherwise forget your payment this month and then you can find some other way to pay for your mother's hospital bills. OMG, he wasn't lying about his mom. I was so stupid to doubt him. Suddenly, I had tears running down my eyes, and that's when he saw me. Tess,
what are you doing here? Why are you crying? Did someone say something to you? Tell me what happened.
But I said nothing and just hugged him. Oh, Tyler, I'm so sorry. I was so horrible to you. You did nothing, but I still doubted you. I was so wrong. Please forgive me.
Hey, it's okay. It's fine. You don't have to cry.
But why did you do that? Why did you put up with what I did in front of everyone?
Because I like you, Tess. I always kept acting funny and crazy to hide my sorrows, but you saw right through me. And honestly, I hated it at first, but then you offered to help me without asking for anything in return. And I couldn't help but fall for you.
Then why didn't you tell me?
I tried, but then I saw you all happy with your friends and those gifts and things I could never give you. So I thought it was best that I stayed away from you.
Oh, Tyler, I don't want any riches or gifts or those fake friends. I want you. I want this.
You wore it?
Of course I did, dummy, 'cause I love you.
I love you too, Tess.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Paris. I live with my single mom, and unfortunately, my sister Zoa, who's always been my biggest rival and a pain in my butt. Like, when I was 5, a tutor would come to teach us, and one day, he praised me in front of my mom.
Ma'am, your Sarah is a brilliant child. She's a quick learner. She can understand a concept in just an hour. But for the same thing, Zoa takes 3 days.
Zoa couldn't tolerate this and hit me hard on my head with the notebook. Before I could react, Mom yelled at her and grounded her for a week. I never really understood why she was jealous of me for being smarter. I wasn't jealous of her for being prettier. Whenever we went out together, people noticed her first and gave her compliments, but she was still so insecure. But maybe the reason why she really hated me was because I was fearless. Once when I was 10, the 3 of us were out on a picnic when I noticed a man snatch a woman's purse and run away. I immediately stuck out my leg and he tripped and fell down hard. The thief was taken away by the police and everyone there clapped for me, except for Zoa. Mom was pretty freaked out too. Sarah, the thief could have had a weapon. He could have hurt you. Don't do that again. You're just a child.
Yeah, dummy cow. This is not some movie where you pretend to be an action hero. This is real life. And I'm afraid one day someone might cut you down into pieces.
I know what your actual concern is, Zoa, and it's not for my safety. You just can't stand it when I'm praised by people, can you?
Oh, please. I get plenty of praise because I'm so pretty. Have you ever heard someone use that word for you? I bet you can't even spell it. It's P-R-E-T-Y.
You forgot a T, dinosaur brains.
And you forgot my hand, dinosaur face.
And suddenly she slapped me and we broke into a huge fight right in the middle of the park. As we grew up, she became prettier and more popular in school. All the time, boys would roam around her, while her minions cracked jokes about how I must be adopted. But I never let Zoa or any of those bullies get to me. I was smarter and stronger than those idiots any day. Once in 9th grade, I was looking for a book in the library when I noticed a boy staring at me from a gap in the shelf. I just went back to my seat and started reading my book, but he sat down in front of me. Hey, what's your name? You're very pretty. No way. This was definitely a prank. If I was really pretty, why was he the first boy to say so? I just walked off without a reply. I was in no mood to be made fun of. But the next day when I was walking through the hallway, I suddenly tripped over something and went flying straight into someone's arms. It was the boy from the library. Oh, thank you so much. If you want to thank me, just tell me your name, please. I did, and it turned out his name was Henry and he was my senior. We became good friends and started hanging out together all of the time. One day when I went to the cafeteria, I found a large poster stuck to a wall. It was my picture with an ugly mustache and devil horns, and the caption, Sarah, the ugly monster. As I saw Zoa and her friends cackling in the distance, I was about to tear it down when Henry walked in. Wow, someone's really jealous of your beauty, Sarah. And with that, he tore it in half. Then he turned to me and said in front of everyone, I think you're the most beautiful girl here. And you're smart and funny. You're just amazing. Will you be my girlfriend, Sarah? I was shocked, but I said yes. And what made me even happier was seeing Zoa burn with rage. The next few days, I felt like a princess in some fairy tale. I would roam around with Henry, he would bring me roses, and would lie with his head in my lap for hours. It was all so beautiful. Then one day, he asked me to go to a party with him. That evening, I was getting ready when Zoa came running into my room, all breathless. "Sarah, my sister, I need to tell you something. Please, stay away from Henry because he is a cheater. He is dating 3 girls, including me and you. He just kissed me today, out of the blue." "What? You're such a psycho liar. Get out of my room, Zoa." But then she showed me something that left me stunned. It was a picture where she and Henry were kissing. I couldn't believe it. I ran to the washroom and Zoa followed me. "Sarah, why are you crying?" "So what if he found me more attractive than you and kissed me? At least now we know his true colors." "Don't cry, sis. This is for the best." I angrily pushed her aside. "I'm not crying. Something just went into my eye. And I don't care if he kissed you. He's still my boyfriend. Get out, now." I left home pretending to see Henry. But of course, I wasn't gonna meet that jerk. I went to a park and sat alone and kept rejecting his phone calls. When he kept messaging me, I sent him the picture Zoa showed me. He started giving me excuses, but I didn't believe a single word he said. After an hour, I went home as if everything was perfectly fine. The next day in school, I was sitting on the bleachers when someone tapped on my shoulder. It was Henry. Just as he began speaking, I grabbed him by his collar angrily. "Listen, I told you yesterday." But then suddenly, I spotted Zoa looking at us, and I immediately pulled Henry close and kissed him. When Zoa left, I pushed him back hard. "Listen, I told you yesterday to stay away from me. I don't want to see your face again." "But Sarah, I swear I never cheated on you. I was just having my Coke when Zoa came out of nowhere and kissed me. I was really angry with her." "It takes 2 people to kiss, and you were one of them. So just stop lying and leave me alone, cheater." I put my fingers in my ears and walked away from him. But that night, something really strange happened. We were all asleep when we heard Zoa screaming. We ran to her room to find a boy in Zoa's room, and she was beating his butt with a stick. The boy was from our school. "Mom! Mom! I caught this thief. I caught him. Call the police. Call the media. I'm so brave. I'm a hero." "I'm not a thief. I'm Zoa's freaking boyfriend. I just came to see her and she went bonkers on me. Crazy girl. Oh, also, Sarah, she kissed your boyfriend and told me to take pictures of her doing that. He was so mad at her. In case you didn't know, your sister's a psycho." Oh God, Henry was telling the truth and I hadn't believed him. The boy broke up with Zoa and jumped out the window while I turned around and pounced on her. I pulled her hair as hard as I could till Mom pulled me away. The next morning, I literally ran to school and found Henry and apologized to him. He opened his arms and we hugged each other really tight. Time passed and we graduated from school. Henry went abroad for his higher education and Zoe and I started college. Then one day, Mom suddenly felt some pain in her chest, and after the doctor's examination, it turned out that she needed a really expensive heart surgery. This was the first time in my life that I felt scared. We didn't have enough money, so I took up a part-time job to start saving. I asked Zoa too, but she flatly refused. Sorry, but a princess like me can't work. Look at my hands, so soft and delicate. I'm not spoiling them. No, you're the Tarzan of the family, the strong one. You got this, girl. And just like that, she walked off. Just a few days later, I heard Mom screaming. I ran to her room and she was standing in front of some empty drawers, asking me where all her jewelry had gone. I had no idea, and we marched straight to Zoa's room. She wasn't there, but a note was lying on her bed. Mom, Sarah, my journey with you people ends here. I can't live with poor, depressed people like you anymore. Mom, please make Sarah the heir of this damaged house because I like mansions only. I'm taking all the jewelry as memories of you, Mom. Love ya, but don't look for me. Mom was completely devastated. I took her to her room and put her to sleep, but I was in despair. We were left with nothing. My salary wasn't enough for the treatment. I left home to contact some charity organization, and on my way, it started raining. Just then, I saw a huge crowd gathered around on a bridge. I looked down and saw a small kitten hanging onto a log in the strong river current. and people were just standing around making videos and doing nothing. Luckily, I found a piece of rope tied to the bridge. Without another thought, I climbed down the rope and reached out for the kitten. Some people started helping me then by pulling us up, and we both landed safely. I was completely drenched in the rain, so I decided to go back home. That evening, someone rang our doorbell, and when I opened the door, I found a bunch of people with cameras and mics standing outside. You saved a little kitten today without caring about your own life. What would you like to say? This girl, people, she's a hero. She makes us believe that good people truly exist. She's restored my faith in humanity. Wait, what? What was going on? And I soon found out that people had been making videos of me saving the cat, and they'd gone viral. And before I knew it, I had become quite famous. I was in newspapers and giving interviews on news channels. I was honored by the government with a bravery award and also given $30,000. And of course, the first thing I did was get my mom's heart surgery. It was successful and she recovered fully in a few months. Soon after, I got an offer to participate in a really famous reality stunt show, and I accepted. Within no time, I'd become a celebrity, and now, Mom and I were rich. We were living a great life until one day, someone knocked on the door. When I opened it, I was shocked to see Zoa. As she tried to step inside, I blocked her path. Where's Mom? I need her help. My boyfriend cheated on me. He made me pregnant and ran away with all my money and jewelry. I've got nothing to eat. Are you so fat because you're pregnant again? Oh, no. Luckily, I had a miscarriage, but I had lots of cravings while I was pregnant, so I gained some weight. It's nothing. I'll be back to my old shape in no time, you'll see. Are you sure you're not pregnant? Of course, I said so already. Then I kicked her so hard she fell back on her butt. How dare you call her mom? You left her when she was fighting for her life. No, you robbed her first and then left her. You're just a blood-sucking leech, Zoa, and you deserve whatever bad things come your way. Now get lost and don't show up here again. And I slammed the door on her face. Half an hour later, the bell rang again. Oh God, this Zoa. Maybe I needed to kick her harder this time. But when I opened the door, I was shocked. It was Henry. He opened his arms and I jumped to hug him. Oh, I can't believe it's you, Henry. I've missed you so much.
I've missed you too, sweetheart. And I have a really important question for you. Sarah, will you marry me?
Oh my God, yes, 100 times yes. And then we kissed. Hi, my name is Mary. Please like and subscribe. I never knew my parents, but I grew up with my cranky old grandma who didn't even send me to school. So when I was 8 and she left me at an orphanage, I was ecstatic. As I joined the other kids at dinner and introduced myself, they all stared at me. And then a girl started laughing.
Look at that mop on your head. Maybe the warden can use your hair to clean the floors. How about I try first?
As she came towards me, a tall girl suddenly stepped in. Get away from her, or I'll knock your teeth out.
Ooh, Mommy, I feel so scared.
Not. And with that, the bully pushed me to the ground. The tall girl attacked her, and they were both fighting when someone shouted that the warden was coming, and everyone ran. The girl helped me up, but I sprained my ankle. Lean on me, okay? I got you. Her name was Gianna, and we became best friends. But everything else about that place sucked. The only good thing in my life was Gianna. When we were 13, we started talking one night about how much we'd like to leave this place, and we made a plan to escape. But just when we'd reached the back door, the warden caught us. We weren't allowed to leave our room for 2 weeks. But I was determined to try once more. What if the warden catches us again? Let's forget about it, Mary. Maybe we're better off here anyway. What if it's terrible out there? But what if it's not? What if it's amazing? And as long as we're together, it'll be fine. A few weeks later, we set a spot where we would meet and run off. But I kept waiting, and she didn't show up. Just then, I heard some footsteps, and it was the frickin' warden. And I ran. I didn't stop running till I'd left the orphanage far behind. But I was devastated to leave without Gianna. I vowed I'd be back for her soon. It was exciting to be out. But as it got dark, I started feeling scared. Just then, 2 homeless boys came out of a dark alley and grinned at me.
You lost, little girl? You can share our garbage dump.
I panicked and ran off. As I turned a corner, I crashed straight into someone. I looked up to see a kind-looking lady who asked me why I was all alone. When I told her everything, she offered to take me to her place, and I felt I could trust her. A blonde girl my age opened the door. Her name was Zoe, and she looked really happy to hear that I'd be staying with them.
Ooh, a sleepover. I love slumber parties.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea what she was talking about. The next few days were some of the best ever. The lady got me clothes and gave me my own room. Zoe and I got along really well, and we watched tons of videos on this awesome channel MSA that she introduced me to. One night, we were out for dinner, and I was so excited to see the huge spread. I piled my plate high with food and started gobbling it up when some kids started laughing at me.
Look at her, eating like a horse. Haven't you seen food before, weirdo?
Oh, I guess some nice people brought this homeless girl here for food. Look how skinny she is, and her wild hair. Before I could reply, Zoe had returned to our table, and she smacked her plate in the kid's face.
Mind your own business, you limp noodle.
I loved the way Zoe stood up for me. She reminded me so much of Gianna. I soon discovered that Zoe's mom owned a beauty salon. One day, she gave me a makeover, and I was shocked at the results. She even managed to tame my crazy hair. Whoa, are you some kind of magician? Oh, I didn't have to do much. You're a beautiful girl, Mary. And it felt amazing to hear that. And a week later, I was officially adopted by them. I had a real family. Soon after, Zoe's mom got me enrolled into the same school as hers. One day when we came back, I was shocked to see so many guests at our place. Mom had organized a surprise party to welcome me into the family. She introduced me to everyone, and they were all so nice, except for this one nasty relative. Do you even make enough from your awful makeup business to take care of another child? Oh God, I can't forget the horrible makeup you did on me once. That made me mad. Well, sometimes all the makeup in the world can't fix some faces. Mom and Zoe laughed out loud while the lady turned red and stormed off. I wasn't letting anyone be a jerk to my family. The only thing that was bothering me now was thinking of Gianna at the orphanage. Mom said she'd help find a home for her too, and we went to see her. But I was shocked when the warden told us she'd been adopted. She wouldn't tell us where Gianna had gone, but in my heart, I was satisfied. She had a family like me. Life was good, and over time, I picked up Mom's love of makeup, and she taught me everything she knew. When I was in 10th grade, Mom took me to a shoot once, and the model I worked on absolutely loved her look. The next day, Zoe woke me up excitedly and showed me my Insta account. I had thousands of followers, thanks to that model who had tagged me in her picture. I started attracting tons of clients to Mom's salon. Then one day at school, I saw a familiar face in the corridor, and my heart skipped a beat. Oh my God, it was Gianna! I ran to her and she screamed in delight as the two of us hugged and jumped around. I feel like I'm dreaming. I thought I'd never see you again, Gianna. I can't believe it myself. I'm so happy to see you, and you look amazing. Gianna and I had so much catching up to do. We were in the cafeteria when Zoe came and sat next to me and started eating my food, and Gianna snatched the tray away from her. Hey, what are you doing, weirdo? Get your own lunch.
Excuse me?
Who are you and what's your problem? Whoa, guys, calm down. This is my friend Gianna. I've told you about her, remember? And this is my sister Zoe. Sister? Yeah, her favorite sister in the whole wide world. And also her current best friend. So get in line, Gianna. The two were smiling, but I could sense the tension. And now the three of us were hanging out together all the time, but I just knew they didn't like each other. Zoe and I were both in the football club, and a few days later when we had a training session, I was surprised and happy to see Gianna was there too. But Zoe clenched her teeth and ran out to the field. We had such an intense training session, and Zoe and Gianna were being so aggressive. Suddenly, Zoe was racing towards the goalpost with the ball when Gianna tried to take it from her, and Zoe crashed to the ground. That's a foul. This cheater pushed me.
No, I didn't. You just slipped. Don't be such a crybaby.
They were about to attack each other when the coach stopped them and told everyone to take a break. As we rested in the locker room, we suddenly heard screams from the bathroom next door. We went running to see Zoe standing there and Gianna on the floor. Mary, stop your crazy sister. She pulled my hair and flung me against the wall. What? I barely touched you. Zoe, are you insane? It's just stupid football. Just then the coach walked in, and when she saw everything, she suspended Zoe from the club for a month. Zoe stormed off in tears while I helped Gianna up. What had gotten into her? I decided not to tell Mom anything yet and went to Zoe's room to talk. And she was furious with me. How could you take her side, Mary? Zoe, she was hurt and lying on the floor. What did you expect me to do? She came into the bathroom and kept mocking me, and I only pushed her aside to get out of my way. I never pushed her that hard or pulled her hair. She's lying. Why would she do that? Because she's a psycho. But if you want to believe her, go ahead. She pushed me out and slammed the door shut. I didn't know what to believe. I thought I'd talk to Gianna the next day, but I found her limping on crutches. She said she'd sprained her ankle during the fall. But Zoe said she barely pushed you. So, you think I'm faking all this? Why would I do that, Mary? Zoe attacked me. Your life, and you know it. I did know Zoe was unhappy since Gianna had arrived. Later that day, when Zoe saw me and Gianna sitting in the cafeteria, she turned away furiously and went to sit at the farthest corner. This was a nightmare. A few days later, our English teacher, Miss Amy, was getting married, and she'd invited all her students. She'd even hired me as her makeup artist, and Gianna came along to help. Just when I was done with her makeup, I finished it off with a setting spray, and Miss Amy started screaming. Oh my God, my eyes, they're burning. And my skin, what have you done, Mary? I stood there in shock as Miss Amy ran off to wash her face. I use this spray every day. I was about to test it on my skin when Gianna stopped me. Hey, don't. Didn't you see what just happened? Give it here. And with that, she opened the bottle and sniffed it. Mary, this is frickin' pepper spray. What? How could that possibly get mixed up with my makeup? Just then, Zoe and some kids walked in, asking why Miss Amy had gone screaming to the bathroom. Oh, I think we have our answer, Mary. There's only one person who could have switched this out for pepper spray. Zoe, are you frickin' mental? Mary, don't listen to her. If anyone would do something that crazy, it's Gianna. And how would I do that? You live with her. You had every chance to mess with her makeup. I've just had it with you. And with that, Zoe pounced on Gianna. As the two wrestled, they didn't even notice when Miss Amy walked back in and went crashing straight into her. Get out, all of you. And you, Mary. I'll never forgive you for ruining my wedding day. We were all thrown out, and before I knew it, Miss Amy had posted pictures with her swollen red eyes and face on Instagram. She tagged me and Mom's salon, telling people never to get makeup done from us. People were resharing her pictures like crazy. I couldn't bear to see anyone and shut myself up in my room. I couldn't believe someone would hurt me. It was either my sister or my best friend. I had been appointed as the football team captain recently, and the next day, when all the players were gathered, I made an announcement. I feel that I cannot lead a team where all the members can't play well together. So, I've made a decision to let one player go, and that is Zoe. Zoe stared at me in shock, and then she pounced on me. Seriously? You pathetic jerk. I welcomed you into my home. I made you my sister, and this is what I get? I hate you, and I'll never forgive you. I wish we could throw you back in that orphanage. As some kids pulled her away, she stormed off furiously, and I ran off to the bathroom. Gianna came running after me. Wow, Mary, I can't believe you actually chose me over your stupid sister. Now, you've lost her, and that makes me really happy. What? What do you mean? I mean, I want you to suffer. Just like you made me suffer when you left me at the orphanage. That night, when we were running away, I didn't come to the meeting spot thinking you wouldn't go without me. But you did. You just abandoned me. You didn't come on purpose? I thought the warden had caught you. And I didn't abandon you, Gianna. I came to the orphanage again looking for you. I don't believe you. You just left me and got yourself a sister. You replaced me. Yes, I did fake being hurt in the bathroom, and I did mess with your makeup, so you could hate her. And now, she hates you. Oh no, I don't. I heard everything and recorded it too. Zoe stepped in just then, and I turned to a shocked Gianna. You see, I wasn't sure about the bathroom incident, but after the makeup thing, I decided it had to be you. Zoe would never do something to hurt me or Mom's business. We faked the fight outside, hoping you'd be really happy and admit something. Why are you like this now? What happened to you, Gianna? Gianna snarled and leapt at me, but Zoe pushed her off and we locked her in the bathroom. We told the principal everything, who then called in her adoptive mother. And we found out from her that Gianna had been in therapy before for a personality disorder, which made her think everyone was against her. I was sad to hear that, but luckily, she had a loving mom who took her away to rehab for some time. I'm really sorry about your friend, Mary. Really, friend Mary. Really. And I have to admit, I was jealous when she came back into your life. I hope she'll be better soon, and maybe we can be friends again someday. But you've got nothing to worry about, Zoe. You are, and always will be, my sister. Hey friends, my name is Cora, and I live in New York. Ever since me and my sister Anna were little kids, we had seen my mom and dad fight over the dumbest things. They just never got along. Why did you order Chinese food?
Because you told me to order anything I wanted.
But you know, I hate Chinese food.
And that makes me love it even more.
It was a no-brainer that they weren't meant for each other. And Anna and I were the same. We just couldn't stand each other. Anna was the most annoying person ever to exist on the planet. And well, I was always there to pay her back. Once when we had some guests over, I was about to put a piece of chicken on my plate when Anna reached over and knocked it out of my hand. That's the biggest piece, you greedy jerk, and I had my eyes on it first. You're a psycho. I leapt forward and attacked her, and the two of us wrestled over the piece of chicken. It went flying straight into a guest's face. Oh my God, you girls are just like your father, and it's driving me crazy.
What? Like me? They're exactly like you. You could be triplets.
And they both got into the worst fight ever. Dad started yelling that he couldn't live with Mom in this madhouse a second longer. And a few weeks later, Mom and Dad got divorced. And when Mom married again, all Mom cared about was his new wife. Every time we visited Dad, Mom would ask about how his wife looked or if the two were happy. She seemed to care more about Dad now that he'd left. And still, anytime Anna and I fought, she had only one thing to say. You two are impossible, just like your dad. As we grew up, things didn't get better. By the time I reached high school, Anna was the most popular girl around. Her boyfriend Eric was the hottest guy in school, and she was the cheerleading captain. My sister had it all. And since I was a member of her team, she made it her life's mission to torment me with the most difficult routines. Move your butt, Cora. Geez, you can't even stretch properly. Just then, a girl doing stretches next to me spoke in a sweet French accent. Your sister? She is a jerk. Imagine my pain. She lives with me. The girl told me her name was Mandy, and she had moved to the US from France. We really clicked and became best friends. She was a nice girl, but Anna was always making fun of her accent. Why do you talk like that? Is there something in your mouth?
No, I just talk this way.
Jeez, it's so annoying. I feel like my ears will bleed if you talk. Anna, you can't talk to her like that. Oh, I can do whatever I want. Look at this. And then Anna did the unthinkable. Her friends held Mandy's arms and Anna put tape over her lips. Now I can concentrate on cheerleading without having to hear your horrible English. I could see how embarrassed Mandy was, but she still practiced with Anna every day. When I asked her why she was putting up with Anna's bullying, she told me she really wanted to be a cheerleader and didn't want to get into trouble by speaking up to Anna. One time, we were practicing the pyramid position and the football team was there too. As we did the last routine, all of a sudden, Mandy slipped and caused everyone to fall down, and Anna went ballistic. Oh my God! Like, do you even understand English? I told you to climb slowly. Now look what you've done. You've ruined our practice. I'm sorry. We can try again, and I promise I'll be careful this time. Careful this time? Not a chance. You're out, Mandy. Just go back to Paris. And that was Mandy's breaking point. I hate you. You horrible, horrible creature. I can't believe you and Cora are sisters. I hate you, you artless, arrogant, stupid dumbhead. Everyone gasped. Mandy attacked Anna, but my sister quickly moved out of the way, making her fall into the water cooler. Everyone started laughing, but it was only Eric and I who were pissed at what Anna had done. You're evil, Anna. I will get back at you. Make no mistake about that. Oh, don't be a sore loser. We'll see how you get back at me, huh? And then Mandy ran out of the hall in tears. I so wanted to slap Anna, but I ran after Mandy to console her. The same day, I saw Eric and Anna fighting in the parking lot, and then she ran off, ugly crying. And soon after, the gossip had spread about Eric dumping Anna. Well, my sister deserved it. Sometime later, we had a farewell prom at our school, and Eric and Mandy entered the hall together. When Anna saw them, she totally lost it. I know you're behind this, Cora. You set up my ex with frickin' Mandy. I know you did it so you could both get back at me. Duh. Yeah, I did it, because I knew Mandy liked Eric. He dumped you for being mean and shallow, remember? How dare you? I dated the guy for 3 frickin' years. Anna, you were the one chasing him like a lost puppy. He isn't interested in you anymore. Get over it. This really made her furious. She picked up the punch bowl and threw it on me. My dress, makeup, hairstyle, everything was ruined. I wasn't going to back down. I kicked her, making her fall on her butt. She pulled me to the ground with her, and as we pulled each other's hair and screamed, I suddenly looked up. The entire school was watching us fight in shock, including Mandy and Eric. Crazy sisters. They're fighting like animals.
They got no class, but I'm enjoying this. Come on, punch her harder.
And for the first time, I felt really ashamed of how we brought out the worst in each other. Mom was called to the school, and when we got home, she kept telling us how we were just like Dad. And that was the point that I lost it. Yeah, 'cause we grew up with some really awesome role models. Oh, shut up, Cora. You don't need to blame Mom and Dad for being a spiteful witch. I hate you for setting up Eric with Mandy. Actually, I just hate everything about you. Always have, always will. A few days later, Anna moved in with Dad, and I was so relieved. When I was done with high school, I got enrolled in a medical university. Once I started there, I cut all connections with Anna and never heard from her. After I graduated and started practicing, Dad took me out for dinner once and told me what Anna was up to.
She asked for a loan for some stupid nail salon business. She dropped out of university for that. There's no way I'm giving her the money.
At least she was doing something now. I just hoped whatever it was worked out for her. One day, I was walking back to my apartment when all of a sudden someone grabbed my purse, but before the guy could run away, another guy came and knocked him down to the ground. When he returned the purse, I was shocked. It was Eric.
Wow, small world.
Yeah.
Wanna grab coffee? I always wanted to take you out.
I don't know what your deal is, Eric. You were my sister's boyfriend and then dated my best friend for a couple of weeks. So, just telling you, I don't go out with players. Saying that, I walked away. Once at home, I called Mandy and told her about how I had bumped into Eric, and he asked me out. She screamed from the other end, telling me the guy had always been head over heels for me. Girl, he is really into you. The whole time he was with me, he only talked about you. You know what? I'm giving your number to him. Go out, just once, for me. Since Mandy was so persistent, I tried to give this a chance and accepted Eric's offer. I wasn't expecting it, but we kind of really hit it off. After that day, we both met often, and over time, I kind of fell in love with him. And one day, we were on a beach, and suddenly Eric got on his knees and proposed. And I said yes. Once we decided the wedding date, I knew I had to tell Mom and Dad about it and introduce Eric to everyone. So I invited everyone to a Christmas dinner, even Anna, after Mom and Dad asked me to. I was dreading it because it was going to be so awkward. And it certainly was. Dad was with his wife, and Mom was with her new boyfriend, while Anna was alone. Even my friend Mandy was there. She was gonna be my maid of honor. While we were eating, Dad suddenly started bragging about how I had become a doctor, and Anna was working at a nail salon. Dad, I don't work there. I own it. I also make nail art videos on TikTok. It's viral.
Whatever. It isn't as important as being a doctor. Look at the life she's made for herself. If only you were even an ounce like her. What Anna does is good too, whatever it is.
Mom, Dad, you both are impossible. And Cora, you are such a show-off. You invited us all to show off your new house and your fiance, who is my leftover, by the way. Pathetic. What? I invited you because I wanted to make you my bridesmaid, but you don't deserve it. And Eric was with you a long, long time ago. So just get over it. Remember, he dumped you? After that, Anna glared at me and all of a sudden threw the soup in my face. My eyes burned. I wiped my face and then ran after her outside. I would have slapped her hard if Dad hadn't pulled me back. For the first time ever, Mom and Dad stood between us and tried to stop the fight instead of just yelling.
Girls, stop this at once.
Anna, how can you do this to your sister after how much she helped you? Huh? What do you mean?
Anna, it was Cora who gave you the money for the nail salon, not me. She told me not to tell you.
She looked shocked for a minute, and then she turned angrily to me. Why? You helped me just to shove it in my face, huh? Anna, you are impossible. The party is over. After everyone was gone, I felt so sad thinking about the hate Anna had for me. I knew we were this way from the start, all thanks to our parents, but after school, both of us hadn't tried to make things better. On the day of the wedding, I really wished my family was complete and Anna was there. Right when it was time for me to walk down the aisle, someone barged in. It was Anna, dressed in the pink bridesmaid's dress with tears in her eyes. I'm not good at this, Cora. I wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. I was a bully. I had so much anger bottled up and I took it out on you. Please forgive me. Anna, you came, and that's all that matters now. Yeah, I couldn't miss this. Let me say this, Cora. I can't promise to be nice to you all the time, because that's just not how our relationship works. But I swear, I will try my best to make it up to you for the rest of my life. And to prove it, I want to apologize to Mandy too. It was unbelievable to see Anna say sorry to Mandy. The two of them hugged. And when I learned that Anna had visited Mandy's place to talk, I was happy. My sister was trying to change herself. I am sorry, Anna. I'm sorry too. Let's get you married now. Hi, I'm Isabel from Philadelphia. Please like and subscribe. My mom had an accident when I was only 3, and Dad shifted his multi-million-dollar company to our mansion just so he could give me all his attention. But I soon realized he was too much. He fired my favorite nanny just because I fell off my bed. He wouldn't even let me go to the park without wearing a helmet and protective gear. I looked like a freaking astronaut. One night when I was 5, I left a note for Dad and ran away from home. I knew exactly where I wanted to go first, the park. Finally, some peace. But it wasn't long before I heard police cars screeching outside, and Dad came running to me.
Oh, you fool. I'm never letting you out of my sight again.
I looked at the officers and started kicking and screaming.
Please, help me. I've never seen this creepy man before. Help!
Well, Dad had a lot of paperwork to show before he could take me home. Growing up, he and I were constantly at war, but I always found a way to do what I wanted. And in high school, I even joined the cheerleading squad, without telling him, of course. Once in 10th grade, the football captain Jake invited me to his party, and I knew there was no way Dad was letting me go so late. So once he was asleep, I sneaked out of my window. By the time I got back, it was almost 3 a.m. I was walking through my garden when I suddenly tripped over something that looked like a human body. I almost screamed, but just then, I saw who it was. My weird neighbor. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
I was just lying back and watching the stars, till you ruined it.
Why can't you just watch the friggin' stars from your garden?
I like the grass here better. It's nicer and softer, and the quality is Jeez, just shut up and go. As I started walking, he followed me. You know we go to the same school, right? You don't even know my name, do you? Of course I do. It's, something with an R or P. Wait. It's Dave. David, okay? You got me. I don't know your name. It's Scott. You'll remember now because I'm your new boyfriend. Did I hit your head when I tripped? No, you just gave me an idea. You're Miss Popular, and I'm just a nerd. Dating a cheerleader is going to be great for my image, and if you say no, I'm going to tell your dad you were out. Are you seriously blackmailing me? Yes, I am. Don't worry, it's not forever. We'll date for a month and then break up publicly. So, do we have a deal? Dating this weirdo would be social suicide for me, but if Dad found out, I'd be grounded for eternity. So, I shook hands on it. I was so not looking forward to school on Monday. I walked down the hall with my face behind a book, hoping to avoid Scott. I didn't find him anywhere, and I felt so relieved. Maybe he was kidding about the whole thing anyway. Later at lunch, Jake joined me, and I was having a great time when suddenly Scott slid right next to me. Here I am, my lady. Now, what are your other 2 wishes? Oh my God. Dude, we're in the middle of something here. Can you go and be weird somewhere else? I'd like to know what you're in the middle of with my girlfriend. Girlfriend? Your girlfriend? Isabel, your friend seems rather stupid. Can you please tell him clearly? I kicked him hard under the table. Yes, it's true. Scott is my boyfriend. No way. This is just some stupid joke, isn't it? It is not. I love Isabel, and she loves me very much, and will prove it. To my horror, Scott jumped onto the table and held out a hand for me. I climbed up very reluctantly, and he whispered, "You better make this convincing." I was going to kill him. I kissed him as everyone in the cafeteria watched us and gasped. Jake stormed off furiously, and I dragged Scott outside. What was that? This is not part of the deal. Well, we have to make it believable. What's the problem anyway? You seemed to be really into that kiss. I was not. I'd rather kiss a monkey's butt. Now, you listen to me. Just then, a thin goth girl named Irene walked up to us. Scott, are you really going out with this girl? Yes, I am, Twiggy. Meet your future sister-in-law. Wait, you guys are siblings? How come she doesn't have a British accent? Because we're both Americans. And my brother's such a loser. Why do you speak like that? So I can sound more sophisticated. Not all of us just get by in life with a pretty face. So you settled for a stupid accent? Good job. Also, I wouldn't date a cheerleader if I were you, Scott. She's one of them, and they're all jerks. Before I could defend myself, she walked off. Don't mind her. She's weird. My friends are coming over for a chess tournament tonight, and I can't wait for them to meet my girlfriend. I can't. I have things to do. Like spending the rest of high school in your room? Because that's what will happen when I tell your dad. I'll see you, m'lady. And with that, he left. Ugh! So, he wanted a girlfriend, huh? Well, he was about to get one. The girlfriend from hell. When I went over to his place that evening, it looked like I'd walked onto some geek planet, and they were all staring at me like I was an alien. Whoa, we thought Scott was lying. About us being together? Oh no, meeting this cookie monster is the best thing that's ever happened to me. When they set up the chessboard, I jumped into Scott's lap and started picking up the chess pieces. Babe, what's this horsey thing? And what's this one for? I'm really dumb, you know. I don't understand anything. Can you please leave those alone? I'll explain to you later. Why are you talking like that to me, Snookums? You think I'm dumb, don't you? I never said that. Just watch a game and you'll understand everything, okay? I smiled sweetly, but I wasn't backing down. I kept distracting Scott by playing with his hair, feeding him snacks, and accidentally dropping a drink in his lap. And then, right when they were in the middle of an intense match, I started doing a cheerleading routine. Give me an S, give me a C, and then an OTT. Go, Scotty!
I did a cartwheel next and crashed straight into their table, knocking their chessboard to the floor. They all looked so mad, and Scott took me out of the room.
What are you doing? I know you just think we're a bunch of nerds, but this is important to us.
I'm just giving you the girlfriend experience. If you don't like it, break up with me.
Not a chance. You're my girlfriend for the month. Deal with it.
Of course, everyone in school knew by now that Scott and I were dating, and he was everywhere, in the library, during lunch, at my cheerleading practice. A few days later, he even signed up for a hiking trip I was going to. As we were walking, a cheerleader asked us how we'd gotten together. Oh, it's a really boring story.
Oh, she's just shy. It was quite romantic, actually.
What?
She was walking past my house when she slipped and sprained her ankle. I took my t-shirt off and wrapped it around her foot, and then I carried her home. She asked me out because of my rock-hard abs. Her words, not mine.
Oh, I could bash his skull with a rock. And suddenly, I had a brilliant idea. I stopped back to tie my laces and quickly filled up my backpack with rocks. Then I let out a loud cry. Scott, I sprained my ankle again. I don't think I can walk.
Oh, I got you, my lady. Hop onto my back.
And when I did, he let out a loud groan. What is it, Scotty?
Nothing. Totally, fine.
I almost died trying not to laugh. The poor boy was grunting and sweating as he carried me down the hill. And then finally, he collapsed to the ground.
Gosh, Isabel, you weigh as much as a baby elephant.
Did you just call me fat? I burst into fake tears as everyone glared at him.
No, that's not what I meant, babe.
Don't touch me, you jerk. Just then, Jake shoved him aside.
You heard her. Come on, Isabel. Let a real man carry you.
Oh, I think my ankle is feeling better. I can walk, but I'll need some support. I leaned on Jake's arm and started limping away. Served Scott right for that stupid story. Later, I felt bad for what I'd put him through, so I invited him to come with me to my friend's party. I was having a great time dancing there, but Scott was just hanging out in a corner, and I caught him looking at me more than once. Hey, come dance with me.
Oh, I'd rather not. I don't have your moves. You looked pretty great out there.
Why was my face getting hot? Well, I'd like to see your moves.
Okay then, don't say I didn't warn you.
He walked onto the dance floor and started doing the weirdest chicken dance. Everyone stopped to stare and snicker at him, but he didn't seem to give a hoot. I burst out laughing. He looked ridiculous, and it looked like so much fun. I jumped in and started imitating his moves, and before I knew it, a whole bunch of kids had joined us, and we were all doing Scott's chicken dance. We all clapped for him at the end of it. As we were walking away, Scott accidentally bumped into Jake and knocked over his plate of food on his shirt. Suddenly, Jake grabbed him by the collar.
You're really getting on my nerves, man. What are you even doing here? Dating some cheerleader won't make you cool. You will always be a loser. Why are you so worked up, dude? Is it that time of the month again?
Jake punched Scott in the face. I leapt forward and pushed him away, straight into a fountain. Don't you dare touch my boyfriend. As Jake screamed furiously, I took Scott's hand and led him out of there. We went to his house and I held up an ice pack to his face. Here, this should help.
Yeah, it usually does.
What do you mean?
It's not the first time I've been bullied, Isabel. I'm a nerd, remember? I've had plenty of broken glasses, punches, and insults.
Scott, I'm sorry to hear that. No one deserves such treatment, especially you.
It's okay. You didn't bully me. You just never noticed me.
Are you trying to make me feel worse?
Is it working?
Yeah, a little bit. His eyes were so lovely up close, and my heart was racing. But just then, Irene walked in, and I jumped back. I should go home. It's late. See you around, Scott. And with that, I ran off. Jeez, was I falling for my fake boyfriend? The next day in school, Irene was participating in an art contest, but just an hour before, Scott and I found her crying in the art room. Someone had ripped her painting to shreds with a note stuck to it. No place for losers.
It's Jake. He did this to get back at me. I'm going to kill him.
But what am I gonna do right now, Scotty? I have nothing.
Listen, I'm going to run back home and get one of your other art pieces. You have so much amazing stuff. It'll be fine, I promise.
He was out of there like a bullet and was back just before the contest started. The judges loved Irene's artwork, and she actually came in second place. As we were all walking out of the hall, we spotted Jake and his buddies, and Scott jumped forward to attack him, but I held him back.
That's right, Isabel. Keep that loser in check before I kick his butt again.
Sure, I'll do that. And you should go clear your locker, Jake, because you're about to be kicked out. See, you were too stupid to notice the camera in the art room. I asked the principal to look at the footage, and she'll be calling you any minute now. Jake looked at me in shock, and before we knew it, the principal was dragging him off to her office, and he was expelled. A few days later, Scott and I went to the carnival with some friends, and when we were on the Ferris wheel, it suddenly stopped with us on top. While we were waiting for it to get fixed, Jake suddenly turned to me.
So, have you thought about how we're breaking up?
What?
Our month's over tomorrow. We can just break up in the cafeteria so that everyone knows we're not together.
Oh, yeah, of course. And you are more popular now. Everyone loves your chicken dance. You got what you wanted.
Yes, I did.
Just then the Ferris wheel started working again, and I angrily hopped off when we got to the bottom. He didn't care about me at all? Just then, one of my friends caught up with me and asked where Scott was. Don't know and don't care. He's just a loser, and I'm gonna dump his sorry butt tomorrow. But the next day, I decided that I didn't want to break up. I liked him, and I needed to tell him. When I got to the cafeteria, I walked over to Scott and said, "Hey, listen, I don't think we should see each other anymore."
Yeah, I agree. You're just a spoiled little princess, and I've realized I'm too good for you.
Scott, this is not what I want.
Are you begging me to stay with you? Don't embarrass yourself, because I won't change my mind.
As I felt everyone's eyes on me, I just ran to the bathroom in angry tears. How could he be such a jerk? Just then, Irene walked in and asked what had happened. "Your brother is awful. Guess he'll do anything for popularity, huh? Dumping a cheerleader makes him look good." "And you didn't want to break up with him?" "No, I didn't. But now..." "Gosh, you guys are idiots. He heard you saying to a friend that you were dumping his sorry butt today, so he decided to do it first. Isabel, he's actually in love with you since forever. This whole deal wasn't about him getting popular. He just saw a chance to get close to you, and he took it." I ran out of the bathroom to go find him and crashed straight into him. "You owe me such a big apology."
I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean a word. The truth is, I don't want to break up with you, Isabel. I want to be your real boyfriend, if you'll let me. I love you.
Wow, you really do have rock-hard abs.
Yeah, even nerds work out. So, what do you say?
"I love you too, idiot." And I pulled him in for a kiss.